Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it, you already know. Like a motherfucking smack addict. Bye. In a menudo sign or direct fashion, we're going to get straight into the content of the day. But before we do, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Ding. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content I am kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support, man. We're going up on this channel, and it's all because of you. And for that, I can say I'm very humbled, and I'm very much so appreciative. So, gracias. So, I don't know why people keep asking me questions about this cat, SPM, but I keep getting asked questions about him. Like, hey, did he do it or did he not do it? I don't know if he did it or not, to be honest with you. I know he's locked up for it. And I know definitely, man, he's always to some people going to be labeled a chomo, going to be looked at as a pedophile because that's what he got incarcerated for, and that's what he's been sitting down for over 20-something years. You know, it's very rare that someone gets locked up for something they didn't do. And when it comes to something like this, you got to fight it to the caja, to the box, and he did. He did. I give him that. And at the end of the day, he got 40 of them. 40 the hard way, the long way, the brick wolf way, right? He got 40 years. And he's around the corner from being paroled, allegedly, right? Or he's up for parole. That doesn't necessarily mean he's going to get it. But more than likely, they might shoot this guy a chance this time. Okay, I'm of the understanding that, you know, he has a hearing, or not a hearing, but, you know, he's going to go before board. And usually when you go before board, I know in the state of California, it's different from the state of Texas. They usually shoot you down. You know, if you don't admit guilt, if you don't talk about change, if you don't show them some type of progress, then your ass is going to get shot all the way down, you know, which means that they're going to stretch you out and give you more time, usually 10 to 15 more years to sit down and think about it. But in this guy's case, you know, everyone's saying that he's probably going to get out. And if that's the truth, then that's the truth. Now, the question that was asked to me was, do I think that Raza is going to embrace him? And I can tell you right now, in some pockets and some areas, yeah, he is. There's a lot of the forgive and forget mentality. We live in a different era and a different world nowadays, where a lot of the things that you wouldn't think would be, I guess, forgiven are forgot. And it's a trip. You know, this man's, like I said, been down for over 20-something years. And a lot of people in this era, in this age, don't even know who he is or know his past or know what happened or know what they think happened. Now, for many years since I've been on YouTube, man, 4 or 5 years, I've been talking about SPM when asked, right? I don't just do it to fucking for clout or to write his name because I can care less. But if I get asked a question, I'm going to address it because that's what the people want, or that's what that particular person wants, right? And I've always been where it's like, you know what, this Vaulto's fucking no good. This Vaulto, there's no questions asked. He's a chomo, that's it. And, you know, I've been privy to see some of the paperwork and some of the things behind the scenes that I don't think a lot of people have. And again, man, you're not supposed to judge anyone. But when it comes to a chomo, man, I don't think any of us have any room in the car, man, to allow this motherfucker to ride, right? Period. But this guy, because of the rapper he was, and after 20-something years, that's longevity. You know, people don't care as long as you can rap good, as long as you can fight good, as long as you can fucking do whatever you can at a high level, then they'll bypass, man. They'll give you a break. They'll break you off a piece of their Kit Kat bar. They'll let you, they'll give you the benefit of the doubt, right? Now, is SPM going to get out and blow up and take over rap music again? And no, fuck no. Come on now. This is a 50-something-year-old man, and that time has passed. That era is done. You know, that dope house era, that era, man, back in the 90s, you know, when the Houston takeover, when Houston was Houston. Now, don't get it twisted. Shout out to Houston, Texas, man, and everyone that's there. Hey, if they ain't blasting, they ain't lasting, right? Shout out to all the real ones. But I'm just saying, as far as that era of music, you know, SPM's era when he had it on lock, it's done, man. You really expect a washed up 50-something-year-old pedophile to get out of prison, man, and just take over the world? These people they're reaching, man. Serio, they're reaching. Now, at the end of the day, we can't deny that he is Raza. He's brown. He's Mexican, right? And you would think that there's going to be a lot of the raza that says, you know what? Because you're one of ours, because you're brown, because you can rap good, we're going to overlook the shit that you've done and just let it go and let you get out and live your life and rap and take over and make money and all that. Nah, that ain't the way it works, especially with the raza. Believe me, I think the raza goes very hard in the paint when it comes to these type of situations. You know, and when I talk about the raza, I'm not talking about in particularly Mexicanos. I'm talking about more like Chicanos. You know, the ones that grew up in California, Texas, you know, Tejanos, New Mexico, Arizona, all that. You know, they don't condone that type of weird shit. So it's not like if this guy gets out, he's just going to be fucking congratulated. Hey, you're back. And the takeover is real. Next thing you know, him and Mexican OT are going to be touring together, fucking taking over different arenas. I don't think it's going to work that way. I think if this guy gets out, his best bet would be to run his little empire, his little thing behind the scenes. You know, let his daughter continue to run his little business and step back and just blend in and be happy that he has his freedom. You know, with his little old 20-something-year-old wife that he married. You know, there's a lot of people that don't want to believe that their favorite rapper is caca. You know, and there's a lot of people that, for whatever reason, want to back the play of someone like that. Whether because he's from your city, your state, your town, because he's your fucking ethnicity, or whatever. You grew up fucking 3 houses down on the same street from him, never met him, but you just grew up there. Oh no, there's no way he could do something like that. Where there's a will, there's 10 different ways. And believe me, you know, if it was just one little thing, I'd be like, you're right, man. Maybe the Vato did do it. After 2, you know, shit happens. 3, fuck, 4, fuck, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Homie, you're out of time. Or here's sometime, right? There you go. You're not out of that though. But there's some people that you cannot. There's nothing you can say. There's conspiracy theorists, right? They're gonna be like, no, this didn't happen. This didn't happen. He was fucking too major. He was taking over the world, so the feds thought that for no other reason. No, that's the way to fuck up the raza. Well, guess what? That's one fucking fat fucker that they locked up, and the raza kept on pushing. I don't think this guy had the golden key to help the raza any more so than they could help themselves, right? The fact of the matter is Vato got locked up on some weird shit, and that's it. He did his time. Now, is he going to get out and everyone's going to forget about it? I don't think so. You know, I don't think so. You know, for years, California and Texas have been at odds behind the scenes with people, whether it's a dislike of California or vice versa, a dislike of Texas. And a lot of it stems from this fucking dude right here. Because in the state of California, man, you got to understand street gangs, society, everything. The inside controls the outside. A lot is ran by prison politics and what's going on in there, especially in the street life. You know, because motherfuckers are of the understanding they're going to have to get it locked up eventually, one of these days, and go through some motions. So there's a lot of people that have been incarcerated, a lot of raza that's been incarcerated, even blacks and whites, brother, right? And really have decided that, you know, they're not with that program because they're so used and they're so used to it, and the indoctrination's there about, you know, pedophiles and chomos and all that, that them fools don't fly. They fly out the window, but that's about it, right? And so when they have an opinion like myself, when I have an opinion about SPM, because he's not from California, people are like, worry about your own. Well, he's brown. I am. And I'm not even worried. I ain't worried at all. He's the one that needs to be worried. You know, I'm just saying, at the end of the day, man, all these people that are like, I don't give a fuck what you say, or there's even people, I don't care if you did it or not. See, those are the worst ones. The enablers, the condoners, right? Not the ones that are like, damn, bro, if he did that shit, I can't fuck with it, right? But I'm going to let that man go ahead and tell his story. But if he did that, yeah, I'm cool off that shit. But I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because he's a brown man, right? I get that. I respect that. But then there are those that are like, I don't care if he did it or not. I'm going to rock with him because he can rap good. Oh, yeah, you're on some weird shit, too. You want him to touch you. You must be young. I'm telling you, it's just crazy nowadays what's going on. But I was asked, yeah, will the raza embrace him? And it was a black dude that asked me. And I think he did it more so, and I'm going to be honest with you, because we were having a difference of an opinion, man. He was trying to say, oh, Gun, you're prejudiced against blacks because you don't have too many blacks on your channel. I said, I don't have too many Mexicans on my channel, bro. You know what I mean? It's just me. And we were going back and forth, and I was trying to disprove his fucking philosophy on why I don't fuck with blacks, and he's never seen blacks on my channel. I said, damn, JT the bigger figure, man. So many others, right, that I've had on my channel. I'm like, but that's cool, you know. And then he was like, y'all Mexicans are gonna have, you guys are gonna show that Chomo SPM hella love when he gets out, man. You guys are all bad. And I was like, brother, how you gonna get down, right? Stop it. You don't even want me to start, right? Because I'll break hearts and have hurt feelings around this motherfucking camp. Like, look, whatever anyone says or wants to do with this guy, it's totally up to them. Will there be some that he's beloved in their area and they're gonna support him? Yeah, there are gonna be some people. But you don't put that on a whole fucking group of people. All the Raza are fucking with him. Hell no. I know I don't, right? And it's not based off of what he did or didn't do. It's just based off of what he may have done. And I'm cool. Just like there's a lot of people that don't like me for whatever reason. I got to respect it and keep it pushing. It's not going to break my heart. This ain't a mint condition song. I'm going to keep on fucking doing my thing. Okay, but there's a whole difference from me and this guy, right? I've never had those type of things going on. Now, the Raza has been known to not fuck with these type of guys. But I want to tell you guys a little story. Okay, so I had a homeboy, man, and he disappeared for a while. You know, and homies do that, you know, from your neighborhood or from wherever, man, that they're your partners. They might, you know, things change in life. You don't know what life throws you, what kind of curveballs it throws you. You know, so he just disappeared. I remember he was gone for years, but I was in and out of prison, in and out of different chicks, you know, in and out of life. And I didn't really notice it like other homeboys did. But we'd throw like parties. We'd be at the lake, barbecuing. And they'd be like, hey, what's up with the homie? We'd start reminiscing, you know. Oh, damn, I ain't seen that homie in a long ass time, bro. I don't know. What's cracking with him? Like, damn, last I heard, everyone had a story. No one knew the real story, right? Well, the real story is this. The real story is the homeboy had ended up going to the army. He just fucking one day just didn't pop up. He ended up going to the army and trying to change his life. He felt like, man, he needed a better life, right? And he moved. He moved to the Midwest, right? To Indianapolis, Indiana, when he got out of the army. And he met a chick, an army chick, while he was there. And they ended up getting married, falling in love, and doing all kinds of crazy shit, right? And the dude, right, ended up getting caught. What happened was the chick, she ended up getting caught cheating on him. And, you know, he approached her on some kung fu grip shit. And I guess he whipped on her. And you know, I don't condone that shit. But he did that. That's what he did. And she felt like, hey, you know what? I'm going to press charges on this guy, not only for this, but for weird shit. So she coaxed her daughter into saying some things about him. And this fool gets locked up on some weird shit. And he ends up getting convicted and doing like 4 or 5 years on it, right? On whatever they convicted him on. And I remember when he came back, he ended up divorcing that chick while he was locked up and moving back to the town. That's when we ran into him. And I don't know how, but you know there's always that one homie that fucking knows everything, right? Didn't know where the fuck he was at for all them years, but all of a sudden he knows his whole business while he was gone though, right? He was like, hey, the homie got a bad case. The homeboy's all bad, right? Like, what? You can't come around with them type of charges, right? So we jammed him up. Oh yeah, best believe we're all partying that night and we got at him so we can get at him, right? And he came straight out and told us that story. And there was a lot of homeboys, now fuck that, bro. It doesn't matter. You took that conviction. And let me tell you what happened. Navalta got stomped is out. And later on, years later, man, his canala, his sister, she had moved too. She came back around and she was like, nah, my brother didn't do that. She had the paperwork and everything. He was gone already from the hood. But the thing is, were people wrong to judge? No, because in the society we live in and in the situation we live in, especially in California, you smack some shit and ask questions later, right? You don't, no diddy. You don't fucking wait and then it be, you know, your kid. It's crazy, you know, but that's just the way it is. I'm going to tell you guys one more little incident, right? So I'm at work. And when I first started working there was these paisas. It was a paisa family, okay, Mexicanos. And man, don't let any paisas get in a position of power because they'll treat Chicanos like shit. It's just the way it is, right? These motherfuckers hated me. One, the main dude was the foreman of the days. His brother-in-law was the foreman of the swing shift. and the other one was his brother was the foreman of the grave, right? That family had it sewed up. Hard fucking workers. I won't take nothing from them. Hard workers, man, always there, always on time, just assholes, right? And especially with me, when I started working there, they felt a threat because I was a hard worker, because I could speak English, and no, I was just putting in work, and there was a threat there. I was doing things there that other people were not trained to do. They didn't know how to do. I was brought in for a specific reason, right? And Vatos were threatened by me. I remember the one dude, hey, why are you coming early? And I was like, I come whenever I want. What? And he wanted to try to fire me. I'm like, bro, calm down. The boss told him, nah, man, this guy can come and go as he pleases. This is different, right? And they didn't like it. But whatever. So I worked swing shift for many years, man, and I was cool. I was decent or cordial with the foreman, right? The Mexicano dude. It was more because he was spooked to me. We got into it a couple of times, almost choked him out, but that's what it was. But one day, he just doesn't come to work no more. And the owner of this company was my boy. He was my friend, right? So I'm like, hey, fool, what's up with that fool, right? Hey, fool, what about spray it on me, right? I'm like, what's up with them? And he's like, oh, we can't speak on that. That's company business. I'm like, you better stop it, bro. If you don't stop it, what about you doing a big old linea of coca the other night? Was that a company business? He's like, you're fucked up. Extortion for real, right? I said, nah, I'm just saying. Tell me for what happened. You know what I mean? Because, I'm trying to take his job, which I ultimately did. Dude was a pedophile. His wife, he was married to a China. I remember talking to him, like, because he had an Asian chick. And I was like, serio, bro? That's your old lady? How the fuck did that work? You could barely speak English. She could barely speak Spanish. What happened was they met at an ESL class. True story, right? And they were both trying to learn English. And, they fell in love, whatever. But he fucking was doing weird shit with her kid, I guess, right? And he got found out. So let me tell you what happens. So I'm like, damn, right? Whatever, right? They let him go at the job because his wife came. It was a big deal. He got arrested, and they just wasn't going to go out like that. So he's gone. So it's about a year later. I'm at the mall, right? I'm at the mall. I forget what I was doing there, man. Probably knocking a torta backwards, right? But I'm walking through the mall, and I see this vato, right? It's been a long time. And he's walking my way, and I'm walking, and we happen to see, I see him. I'm like, Margarito, right? That was his name, Margarito. Margarito. The vato sees me, and his eyes get big, and he tries to take off running, bro. And I'm like, what's wrong? And I was trying to lure him outside to do bad things to him anyways, right? But that fool took off running and everything. That's when I knew it was at that point right there. Look, he's on his SPM shit. He took off running like he was running through the mall. They're like, hey, sir, you didn't pay for this. You know what I mean? He was gone. I tell you those stories to say this. It's up to you if you're going to judge people, man. It's up to you if you're going to assume something. Is this guy going to get out and all the raza going to show him love? I'm speaking on SPM now. I don't know. To be honest with you, there's those that don't give a fuck, man, what he did. Let's just be honest here. There are some people, not just in Texas, but even in California, that don't care. They don't care if 69 told on everyone. They don't care if fucking Carlos Coy's a fucking pedophile. They don't care about none of that. All they care about is what entertains them in the music. And that's it. I've heard every different theory. And I can tell you guys this right now. I ain't going to wiggy over there. I ain't going to fuck with him. That's not me. And I'm not going to do it because, oh, he's this bad person or this and that, or what I've heard. And no, I'm not going to do it because I don't want to take a chance. Ultimately, you need to ask yourself, those that support him, this is the one question. This is all I got to ask. And if you're down with this, then you're down with OPP. And I'm cool, right? You're like, hey, man, I fuck with SPM. I want him to come out and just take over, and he's the one, and I don't believe he did that. Okay. Would you let him watch your kids, though? Would you leave your kids alone around that guy? Would you chance it? If the answer is no, then what the fuck are you doing supporting him? If the answer is yes, you're sick. Because you're under the assumption that he is a weirdo, and you're willing to do that anyways. These guys are crazy. With that being said, man, the person that asked me that question was a brother, like I said. Hey, man, y'all going... It wasn't even really a question. It was a statement. The Raza is going to embrace SPM. I said, come on now, Bill Cosby. Stop it. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming, and remember, at the end of the day, it's all about the struggle, the strive, the struggle, man. Hey, people ask questions or they assume. At the end of the day, man, I'm tired of making these SPM videos talking about will we fuck with them or will we not. I ain't. I could only speak for myself. I'm not fucking with that cat. You know, I don't care if they prove him and find him innocent right now and the whole world's apologizing to him. I still ain't fucking with him. I don't know. There's something about the way he's cockeyed or something. I'm cool with that. I ain't doing it, right? That Valta said, my next wife ain't even been born yet. Wiggy, 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 wiggy. Nah, I'm cool. I'm done. With that being said, move smooth with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming. And remember, at the end of the day, it's all about the strive, the struggle, the strive. Bang, bang. The gun.